What's happening? You always catch me with my old man glasses on, right when I gotta see things. I am here. Notice it's a different setup than I usually have. Usually there's different posters. Well, I am at RFK Media South, the Charleston office. North is actually in South Dakota, if it makes any sense whatsoever. But we're here on location with Aaron Fischer, who is part of RFK. Say hi, Aaron.
Hello, guys.
He's shy. He's a very shy guy. He's all excited about this. He's like, I can't wait. And you know what? He's going to just be very quiet. I know.
No. First of all, I just want to thank you, for bringing me on and Ron and the whole family and supporting RFK Media and this music in general. I mean, your passion is phenomenal, and I'm happy to call you a friend and looking forward to doing this with you.
Hell yeah, this is going to be fun. I mean, my passion comes from the passion of others. When I see people passionate about it and this and that, and you're passionate about RFK Media, and RFK Media is doing good things. I mean, this CD here is what we're all about today. Live the Rock. Now, if you remember correctly, back in the day, we had Metal Blade and, these other companies that would put out
here we go. Metal Massacre.
Yes, these fantastic compilations, and we'd buy them, and we get exposed to bands that we did not know.
And this is original, by the way.
Oh yeah,
this is the first pressing, and so this is a
very expensive one.
The concept, that Ron, brought to the table.
So. Right, and this is the concept, like I said, that Ron brought to the table, and you know what? I love it because there's a couple on here that I would not have really checked out unless it was on the CD with other bands that I knew. I know the Fifth. I know Ron Keel. I know the Ron Keel band. I know Sister's Doll. I know them. But there's other ones on here I did not know, and I'm like Snakebite. I didn't know of them. Love them. And that's the purpose of stuff like this, is to get other bands noticed. While you bought Metal Massacre probably from Metallica or Steeler. You were exposed to who else is on there? Rat's on
Malice.
there. Malice. I love Malice, but you were exposed to these. So these need to come back, and thank God someone like RFK Media is doing that. And this came out when? March?
Yeah, this came out in February, I believe, of this year, right before Keel Fest that we did in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And we were certainly trying to get it out to represent, the label. And the whole reason behind this is RFK Media, first of all, is a platform to release Ron Keel's music. That's what it was designed for. And when Ron approached me about this, record company, and which came together in the fall of 2021, we wanted to bring on some other bands too. We didn't want a roster of 40 bands. We wanted to keep it a few great bands like Ron's solo band, The Fifth, Crashing Wayward. We want to keep it nice, tight, with great bands, great music, people we want to work with. And this compilation came about, to look at some other bands and, try them out. Let's try a song, and see what it's like to work with this artist. There's something that we want to pursue, further down the road kind of thing, and give these guys an opportunity to be heard as well.
Right.
So that's where we are.
Makes total sense. Hey, see what the feedback is, bring them on the roster. Who knows?
Absolutely.
You got to do it. And this is the right way to do it. Whether you have, I believe in, the maybe 10 bands on a roster, because then when you try to promote bands, if you're trying to promote 40, you're not going to get anywhere.
Hey, if you got 10 great bands, send them our way.
Exactly.
We'll certainly take a listen.
Right. But if you've got 40, you're unpromoting some. I mean, you're not
right.
doing fair by all of them. And that's just my opinion.
So,
and, but I think, 3, 4, 5, 10 bands, that's really all you really need.
So yeah, well, that's we're pretty excited about it. We want to continue to move forward. Crash Your Wayward's new album just came out, last month.
I have it. I
And
have it.
it's we're excited, to continue to push that momentum. Has been great.
Mm-hmm.
We just did the CD release party a week ago in Las Vegas, which went over very well.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing band, and we're very excited to have them on the roster.
Nope, you'll hear them plus every other one on the CD today. So hopefully Facebook don't give me problems and then try to shut me down, which usually takes a few hours for them to catch on. But if you're listening on YouTube, it should be fine. But also, if you're in the chat or you're on Facebook, I see a lot of Facebook users. If you want to log out and log back in and allow StreamYard to use your name, I can get your name over here on I got Facebook pulled up, so I know who's talking and I know who's here, but it won't show up over here. It says Facebook user. So I'm going to put comments up there. I'm going to put questions up there. And if you want your name tagged to it so I know I can read it right off the rip, boom. Log out, log right back in, and just click a box. Allow StreamYard to use my name. That's all it is. They're not trying to send you junk email or whatever, whatnot. I know a lot of people feel that way or think that way, but they're just making sure they're allowed to use your name. But it's okay if you want to be incognito as well. Most people want me to put a bag over my head while I'm doing this and remain anonymous, but, it's kind of cool. He suggested it earlier. He said, put a bag over your damn head. But, all right, we are going to bring on the man himself, right off the rip here, Mr. Ron Keel.
Greetings, guys. Great start to a great afternoon. Thanks, Mike. Again, I'll echo Aaron's sentiments. Thank you for supporting RFK Media and this epic compilation album, Live the Rock, man. Let's do this all afternoon.
All afternoon. What better way can we spend a Saturday? Great rock and roll, good friends, great people.
No, we're family.
Family.
This is family.
I like family.
This is
I like family
man.
better than that. Better than friends. And most friends, sometimes they're better than family. And said, Mom, if you're listening, I didn't mean that toward you. But so we started RFK Media. So what you got? How's it been? How's everything been going for RFK?
It's been an incredible experience. We're still getting started, but our first two releases actually did really well on the media-based radio airplay charts. We started with my EP, and I've never released an EP. I'm not a big EP guy. I'm an album guy, but right. The EP, Keel, which is my band, Ron Keel Band, recharging and re-energizing some of those 80s classics, the favorites like The Right to Rock and Tears of Fire, did really well for us. It was kind of a pilot project to get our wheels in motion, get our promotion, our distribution, all the infrastructure kind of built with that pilot project. And then the single, When This Is Over, which was a big hit for us last summer. Right. But we wanted to do an album. We obviously albums, we're album guys. It's where the money is, frankly, your production cost on an EP is the same as it is on an album, but your profit margin is much smaller. But my album's not ready yet. Crashing Wayward just came out a couple of weeks ago. The fifth album isn't ready yet, and I thought we need an album to really put RFK Media on the map. So Aaron and I discussed this, going back to our roots with the album that you mentioned, Metal Massacre from Metal Blade Records, which really kickstarted my career. Rat, Metallica, Lizzie Borden, Bitch, Black and Blue, and so many other bands got their start with those Metal Massacre compilation albums. It not only put that label on the map, it really put 80s metal on the map. Right. And gave us an opportunity, as you said, to get exposed to some bands that we might not have heard of otherwise. And the Mike Varney series, I got to mention that as well. U.S. Metal. Mike Varney from Shrapnel Records started out with a series of albums called U.S. Metal. Yep. And that was Keel's first album appearance was on U.S. Metal Volume 4.
I think I have
and
it.
those records really did not only they did a great service to the fans and the genre as a whole, but also to those labels. It was a smart business move, and those albums are still in demand and still enjoying success. Now, 40 years later, I believe Live the Rock has the same kind of potential. There's a unlimited shelf life to a release like this.
Right.
You're always going to go back and find this the first appearance of some of these new artists and some of the established artists that we're going to talk about during the broadcast today. And it just felt like, it was a good idea at the time. And Aaron and I thought, well, this is a great idea. Let's do it. And then it became
work.
It became work. It was quite a challenge because all of a sudden we're working with 15 different artists and trying to make sure that they're happy and satisfied and taken care of with this release, and make sure that fans get a really diverse array of rock. And there's everything on this record, from D.B. Bryant's Southern blues to Pamela Moore's progressive metal to In Theory's swamp rock, the Muscle Shoals thing. You've got the Ron Keel Band, Crashing Wayward, even Don Jameson's comedy routine. So this really covers all the bases when it comes to rock, and that's what it's all about. We're not into putting barricades or fences around styles of music. It all rocks, and that's why we're doing this. Really thank the artists for participating. Nobody turned us down. We had a target list of people that we wanted to work with, and everybody said yes. So that's why there are 15 tracks on the record.
He's absolutely right.
I mean, 15 tracks is great. I mean, and you're right. You don't want to say no to somebody, because then you leave them off the album. You say no, next one, then they feel like they're not worth it. They feel.
We have had to say no to a lot of artists. When you launch a label like this, with the high profile that we have, we are getting bombarded daily with a lot of great music from amazing artists from all over the world. And we can't work with everybody. I don't have the time. Aaron doesn't have the time or the resources to really devote what it takes to make a project, get them to the next level. We're doing that with Crashing Wayward. We're doing that with the Fifth. We're doing that with Ron Keel Band. But really, we're spread pretty thin. And this gives us an opportunity to work with some of these great artists, talent, singers, songwriters, musicians, without having to really sign them to a deal and devote the time, energy, and resources necessary to breaking an act like we're trying to do with Crashing Wayward, the Fifth, and Ron Keel Band.
Right. And truth. I mean, you can't have everybody on. I mean, like I said earlier, you wouldn't be able to devote time to one or two or three. You're splitting your time with 50, 20, even 20, 30.
Really just three right now. Crashing Wayward is a full-time job. And the Fifth is going to be a full-time job. As soon as they get their record done, man, it's settled down, and we're going to pound those guys down everybody's throats. So when we're all in like this, Aaron and I treat it like it's our band. It's our project. We are essentially, Aaron, my wife, Renee, who's also our partner, she's watching and listening on her iPad upstairs. We are members of those bands, and we're all in and totally dedicated to getting them to the next level. I'm looking at some of the comments here, and thank everybody for joining us. We've got, I believe, Tori Sorensen from Norway. Everybody saying hi, Mr. Keel. And they are giving us all these great compliments. Newcastle, England. Hello, Tom Wright. Constance in the house, and everybody on the comments page. I'm unable to leave a comment for some reason, but I'll figure that out. We've got a long way to go here.
We got a long way to go.
Once again, Mike, thanks for getting it and for supporting this project, these artists, this release. And want to make sure everybody knows that you can purchase a copy of the CD online at rfkmediashop.com. And we are sending these out as fast as we possibly can. And we still have some signed copies left over from Keel Fest, which are signed by the guys in Dogbone, Ron Keel Band, the Fifth, Crashing Wayward, Steeler. Rick Fox's autograph is on some of these. So get them while you can at rfkmediashop.com.
Grab them before they're gone, baby.
That's right.
No, we'll make more, but the signed copies are going fast.
Force RFK Media to repress it. We
Oh
want a
yeah, this
second
one's going to
present.
stay in print. We're not going to run out of these. This product, Live the Rock, is going to live
Right.
for a long, long time.
It's going to live for. I like that. That was very good. I like that a lot. All right. Well, we're going to get right to the music. I know people are here for the conversation and the music. So we're going to get right to the music, and we're going to do, if you haven't heard When This Is Over Yet by the Ron Keel Band. And we're going to, right after that, D.B. Bryant and No More. And then we'll bring Ron back and me and Aaron back, and we'll be with you in a second. So right now is When It's Over by the Ron Keel Band.
Do you recall that certain day when everything changed and we had to grow up fast and face the truth? Give up on all those crazy dreams of destiny and world peace and surrender the innocence of our youth. After all we've been through, what have we become? We all want the same things. When it's said and done, when this is over, I'm gonna join up with the band. We're right across this nation and overseas to foreign lands. When this is over, time and remember what it was like when this is over. We got a front row seat to World War III. It's hard to believe we've come this far, still so far to go. Turn left and I go right, we'll never cross this great divide, because no one fights alone. Whatever it comes down to, it's still just me and you. When the smoke clears, what else can we do? When this is over, I'm gonna visit my granddad. We're hanging on that front porch, and it'll be alright again. When this is over, it's all gonna make sense, and we'll get back to living life. When this is over, and remember Ain't no digging no more. Don't you worry, we'll leave this world behind. Ain't no hurry, no walls around you, unlock your mind. Hell no more, won't through hell no more. Hell no more, won't through hell no more. Hell no more, no, won't through hell no more. Hell no more, hell no, hell no more. Hell no
Are you kidding me with that? I mean, God, that just smokes. Yeah, let's bring Ron back on too. That smokes. The guitar work on there is just amazing. That's DB Bryant, and the song was called No More. And we have a little story about that Aaron wants to get out now. You may get a little emotional. So we're here. So
When we were putting this together, Ron called me one morning. We talk every morning, to start the day.
so you talk to Ron Keel every morning. What a bummer for you. I mean, that's gotta suck.
I'm talking early in the morning now. I'm talking.
Yeah, very early in the morning. That's my vocal warm up every day. Is my conversation with Aaron Fischer every day.
How you doing?
Gets the voice going, and we
Right.
plot out our days together. It's really cool.
There you go.
So Ron calls. We're talking. He says, "Hey, we need a Southern rock artist, for this compilation album, and it can't be me." Talking about Ron.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
It
I
can't
said,
be.
I got the guy. He said, who? I said, this guy, DB Bryant. Ron, he's checking him out. He says, go get him. So I reached out to DB, that day, and he responded to me quickly. And DB Bryant is very popular in the Southeast. Lived here in South Carolina. I was very familiar with him and his work. He's a very talented musician, very
Obviously.
Stevie Ray Vaughan-ish.
Oh, yes.
And he was all about the project, very familiar with Ron, and was totally on board from my very first phone call with him. And he gave us everything we needed. He's there and he says, I got the song for you. So he sent me the song. I sent it to Ron. We're like, oh yeah, we're in love with this song. Absolutely. He did the promo video for us, everything that we asked for. This was right before the holidays last year, the Christmas holidays. So we're moving forward with it. Happy to have him on board. And when you do these type songs with these artists, there's some legal stuff you've got to take care of, licensing agreements, what have you, type stuff, to do this the right way. So that was the last piece that we needed. And as we're moving forward, I wasn't getting a response from DB on this last piece that we needed. And finally,
you'd talk to him all the
I
time.
was speaking to him
responsive.
every day. He was just so excited to be a part of this project. And the fact that somebody like Ron Keel even, gave a crap of who he was very excited. I got a text from DB's wife, Tina, saying that DB had passed. It's like, okay, was obviously unexpectedly. We weren't expecting that. So last thing we wanted to do was put pressure on the family and say, hey, we want to have this. The family obviously knew how passionate DB was as far as being part of this project. But we also had a deadline to meet too. And it was getting to the point to where actually Ron, Renee, and I had a conference call about it. And we were at a point to where we were going to have to pull the track because we want to do things the right way.
And that's the last thing you want to do.
Finally, within literally the day of, I got a call from his manager, Johnny Logan, saying, hey, do we still have time to get DB on this album? I said, I'm pretty sure you do. And we did. Fortunately, it all worked out. And we were able to, get DB on this album, which was, gosh, I don't even know how to explain his excitement and his passion as far as being a part of this. Phenomenal musician, big family man. If you go back and look at any picture or video of DB Bryant live on stage, he always had a smile on his face. Mm-hmm. He always took time for the fans. Whether it be a picture, an autograph, he made sure a kid walked away with a guitar pick that night. Mm-hmm. Just that type guy. And we're honored to have him. If you look at the inside booklet of this, of the album, Live the Rock, we left the first 2 pages blank, for all the artists to be able to sign. But in the very first page, we have DB Bryant's logo, on there. We really wanted to honor him and his music, and that's where we are. So rock and peace, brother.
Rock and peace. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was obviously a very emotional. Aaron had the chance to meet with DB and see him and talk to him and interact with him and become friends with him. Unfortunately, I did not have that opportunity. We had just really started this process when DB passed. So I never got to know him like Aaron did. And from a business standpoint, we wanted to, like Aaron said, we wanted to do things right and take care of our paperwork. All the T's had to be crossed and I's dotted, and we did not have a signed contract from DB. And obviously, we don't want to pressure his family after he just passed. So it was a difficult situation to navigate. But my core belief was at the time, if it was me and I'm no longer there, then I would want Renee and Aaron to follow my wishes, right, and carry out my last request is to get my music out there, let one more person hear my guitar playing or my voice or my songs. And I felt like if I was DB, I'd want to be a part of this. And so we felt confident knowing that this is what he wanted, and really thankful for the family to embrace that same spirit, and his fans. The DB Bryant fans have certainly been some of our strongest supporters on this Live the Rock release. So many of the initial pre-sales came from DB's home turf down there in the Carolinas and down south where you guys are today. So many of his fans were tuned in to the broadcast when I announced on our radio station, KRFK Radio, the day I announced that DB Bryant was a part of this Live the Rock compilation album. They were all tuned in, and they're all about it. And you're seeing in the comments now,
oh yeah,
so much love for DB Bryant. And certainly I want to thank Aaron for his persistence in finding this great artist and this great music, bringing it to my attention, and then not giving up. Even once DB had passed, it was obviously the easy way out was to just pull the track, and Aaron wasn't going to stand for that.
No.
He made this happen, and Johnny Logan, DB's manager, Tina, DB's wife. So very thankful for that, and really cool to have this style of music, this texture, this attitude, that song you just heard, to have that style of music represented on this album meant a lot to us.
Right. And it's just one of many that is different vibe wise, but like you said, it's all rock, it all kicks ass. I heard of DB, but I never really sat down and listened to him until I met Aaron. And he would talk about it, and then this track on the album, and then diving more into it, because that's what this compilation album is supposed to achieve, where I dive more into an artist like DB, Crashing Wayward, and find more. And it's like, wow, this guy was freaking good. I mean,
it was awesome. And there's a lot to dive into. Each one of these bands on this album, we believe, these are 15 tracks from 15 artists we believe in. And we love the songs, and we believe in every artist on this album, from Deirdre to Pamela Moore, and In Theory, Tripp, so many, Snakebite, Night Stinger. Of course, the list goes on. There's every act on this record could be playing a sold-out arena next week, and we hope that we were just a small part of helping them get to have their dreams come true. So it's pretty cool to be a part of this thing.
Now, you said you believe in every one of these bands. There's one band on here that I just played a song from. They're called the Ron Keel Band. I mean,
I've heard of them.
They did this song on here. It was called When It's Over. And it's dude, I got to tell you, when this song first popped, it brought tears. Easy. I'm getting choked up right now, because when this song hit, I'm going to let you get into it, but it was at that time where we all needed each other and we couldn't have each other. And we were all wondering at what I'm going, you thought you were going to, wow. But it was at that time where it hit, I just had tears rolling. And I'm like, when is this going to be over? So I'll let you handle this. The song is about?
Well, the song is about hope.
Yes.
It's about the belief that no matter what you're going through, whether it's a pandemic, World War III, losing your job, whatever you're going through, you got to believe that when this is over, it's all going to get better. So that's really what it's all about. Right. It was a very powerful message for us. We wrote the song quickly and recorded it immediately, released it as a single from RFK Media last summer, because we just couldn't wait for the world to hear this piece. And it was a pretty big hit for us on the radio. At one point, it was top 5 with Ozzy, Disturbed, Metallica, Ron Keel Band. I mean, that was like the top 4 songs in the nation that day. It was pretty amazing for us to have a song on the charts after all those years. For me personally, and for RFK Media, a huge victory for Aaron, Renee, and I and the company to actually crack that top 5 on the charts. And I've got to give props to our radio promotions team, Jody Best, Best Bet Promo, who really got the song out there. And the song got the attention of some heavy hitters like Eddie Trunk, who played it on his shows. Alice Cooper, Nights with Alice Cooper. Alice doesn't play a lot of new music on his syndicated show, especially I don't know if you know what kind of music that song is. Is it a country rock power ballad? I don't know. I don't know what you call it.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It works, baby.
It doesn't matter.
But for Alice Cooper to play that song on his show was a huge boost for us. And it got to the point where we had so many tracks and so many artists wanting to be involved in this Live the Rock compilation. I thought, man, maybe there's not room for this song. Maybe, we want to make room for some new artists or some other people, some other bands and singers to participate. But the song had never appeared on an album. It had just been released as a single. So I felt it had a place on the Live the Rock album. And we're very proud of just to have that in context. I think let me see. It's track 5, right? Right after Dogbone. And Dogbone, we're going to get to play on that. But Dogbone is the guys in Keel. It's like the best Keel song I never sang on, right? And it's Brian J. from Keel and Dwain Miller from Keel. With their project, it was the first band they had after they left Keel in the late 80s, early 90s. And they resurrected that project. And it's a heavy tune, man. So coming right after Dogbone on the CD, I think When This Is Over gives it a great contrast. This album really does take you on a ride, and Ron Keel Band's just proud to be a part of it.
And it needed to be on there. You might have thought maybe should I? Because like you said, there's so many bands that you could have put on here. It needs to be on there because that is such a powerful song.
Tesla has a song called "Call It What You Want."
Call it what you want.
Doesn't matter.
Call
It's
it
a
what you
great
want.
song.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Ocean.
And from a business standpoint, Mike, right. The recording session was already done. We'd already paid for that. You didn't have to pay the songwriter. Right? That was the cheapest track on the record.
There you go. Hey, whatever works, man, and it fits perfectly. Cheap, profit margins better now. Everything's good.
Absolutely.
Now you mentioned Dogbone, and we do have Dwain Miller coming. Dwain's going to join the party today too.
People stick around. Dwain Miller, a lot of special guests. A lot of the artists are going to be making an appearance on this broadcast today. So I'll duck out. I'll talk less and rock more, and can't wait to see and hear some of our other friends and family that are on this Live the Rock compilation album popping in to the broadcast today.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good time. Just stick around, everybody. We have Pamela Moore, and Ron mentioned Pamela Moore. If you do not know, which at first it didn't hit me, but we all knew the name way back when in 1989. We knew her name. We knew her name very well. Pamela Moore was Mary on Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime, Queensryche's Operation Live Crime, Queensryche's Operation 2. I mean, Live Crime. She was Mary.
We have to give credit to Renee for Pamela Moore. You know, Renee has a very strong relationship with the Queensryche camp, and the relationship with Pamela, she was able to go get Pamela and bring her to the table, and Pamela actually gave us about 13 songs to choose from, and we're trying to. They were all great.
You narrow it down for me, please.
We finally narrowed it down to Slow Burn. It was like that was a challenge,
right? And she was one of the ones that I went back and I'm like, okay, like all of them. I went back and I'm like, she's had this career that I really didn't know about.
Amazing career.
I mean, I'm going, and the first track I heard was the one we got coming up in a little bit after she comes on. And there's Mary. You could hear her. And she just sends chills. I mean, goosebumps. It's like that voice of hers is just, it's a little heavier music-wise, where she's got, I think, we'll get into it all, but she's got some, but that voice kind of soothes the music and brings it. It's just amazing what she does.
You can thank Mrs. Keel for that one.
Yeah,
thank you, Mrs. Keel.
Renee's in the chat room here on the Facebook page. I managed to get on via Facebook and interact when I'm not flapping my jaws. But Renee really had that personal touch and relationship, long friendship with Pamela. Her and Pamela Moore go back to even before I met Renee, and getting her on board is a big victory because of her history in what many of us consider the greatest metal concept album of all time, Operation Mindcrime. And just to have a voice on that record, that puts you in legendary status. And Pamela Moore's an amazing talent, and she brings some heavy hitters to the table on that track as well. Rudy Sarzo, Randy Piper from Wasp, and some other big time names that played on the Pamela Moore track, which I'll let her talk about it later. And but we're glad to have her on board and be a part of this.
Yes. So we got Dwain coming up in a little bit. How about, let's pick a song. How about Tripp? You want to do Tripp?
Man, absolutely. Tripp, great band from Rock Springs, Wyoming. And I've known these people since they were teenagers. We started touring together when they were like 14 years old. And I've watched them grow and build their musical resume and grow into some really great people as well. But the cool thing about them, and Sister's Doll as well on this record, the bass player Cody Zampedri, the drummer Corey Zampedri, and the guitar player Kyle Zampedri are brothers. So they have this genetic telepathy in their DNA where when they're playing together, man, they are a well-oiled machine. And add the voice of Samantha Newman on top of that. It's an amazing group, and they were certainly on my target list just because I've loved them and believed in them for the last 10 years since we started working together. And they have Neil Middleton from Royal Bliss singing the duet on this track. Those two voices and this music, man, it's a recipe for gold. This is by far the leading track in terms of Spotify streams. I think they're over 50K now. Nice. With this track on Spotify. So this track's blowing us all away with the amount of reaction it's getting on Spotify. And we're just glad to have it be a part of this Live the Rock compilation.
Oh, man. And it works. I mean, I heard it, and this one I did not know of. And I mean, I was, oh my God, I've got, you with this thing coming out, you've made my job a lot harder because now I'm got more music that I'm trying to figure out and going over here and looking at this one, looking at that one. But you know what? I'd have no other way. Just keep bringing me music where all my nights and days are tied up listening to more music. I have.
Well, there's more where that came from, Mike, with the support of people like you and all the fans that were getting on board and interacting and getting exposed to these new artists. Volume 2 cannot be far behind.
It cannot be far behind. I mean, you probably already got them lining up at your door wanting to get on the next one anyway.
There's some surprises for sure.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Okay, well, let's do Zam Trip. Get that one done and let everybody hear this. This really cool. I do what you said with the vocal harmonies between these two is just amazing. I love it.
Fantastic song.
I love it. So here it is. Zam Trip and Fade.
Don't cry for me when this door closes. No, I can't stay here any longer. Everything I've carried has brought me down so low. When I go, I will be stronger. Don't cry for me on this bed of roses. Don't shed a tear when this door closes. memory will live on. Don't cry when I'm gone. When there's a love you can't replace, wipe the tears from your face. We all fade away. We all fade away. We all fade away. We all fade away. We all fade
Sisters.
What?
I know, right?
You've heard of these guys. I'm sure people, you had to have heard of these guys, but they are Peter Chris's backing band, right?
Sisters Doll. I met these guys at Creatures Fest last year in Nashville, where Peter Criss was obviously there, along with Ace and Vinny and
Does
Bruce.
he have like a connection with Kiss or something? At Peter's Fest? I don't understand.
So, but Peter, when he does do a show, that's his backing band. It's three brothers out of Australia, totally just rock geeks, grew up just rock fans.
You
toured
couldn't
the
tell.
States.
You got next time you talk to him, tell him to be a little more energetic. You know, we want to feel it from him. And
I had to keep the Kiss family involved somehow,
right?
But this was the best way to do it. Great band, three brothers, like Ron said earlier, and just we're very happy to have those guys on board. Like they're from Australia, and we're happy to have all these bands from all these different countries, and they're representing the land down under.
Yep, and there is, you say music from all around the world, and right now it's just wow on how much is coming out all over the world. America's doing it. Back in the 80s, it was all about America. Right now, it's Europe, Australia, even Brazil's in on the action. I mean, you've got so much music out there. And I'll bring it up again, and I'll keep bringing it up. If you say rock is dead, you are under a rock, and you don't even know what you're talking about, because you're not paying any attention. It's out there. This CD with only 15 examples rocks your socks off, kills it, amazing. So you just got to pay attention. It's out there. Just find it. And with compilation CDs like this, it makes it a little easier to get exposed to more rock out there. Anyway, we have Dwain Miller's waiting.
Who?
That guy.
Dwain Miller.
I think he tries to play drums. From what I hear, he tries to play drums. And so he's down there. Hi, Dwain.
Sorry.
Hey, don't be sorry. Just keep going. I mean, it's all right.
I learned a samba. Is that too loud? Is that too loud?
Never it's too loud.
What's up, buddy?
I'm thinking I got to bring Rod in on this. I mean, so Dwain Miller, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
You're on two tracks on this album.
Yeah. And neither one of them were Keel.
I know. How that? Jeez.
Well, there's no Keel on this album. It's all Keel family, right? It's all Keel family. It's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it is. You're on Dogbone, which we're going to play next, and you're on Deirdre, which we'll play in a little bit.
That sounded wrong. I'm on Deirdre. No. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm trying to be funny, but I'm really.
Never mind. That went over my head. I was trying to be serious for a minute, and I got to learn. Do not be serious when I'm around these cats, right? I mean, just expect the unexpected.
I got Dwain represented right here. That's original.
Dwain.
From Dwain Miller himself.
There you go. I got to get me one of them. Good
Lord.
They're rare. They're rare. They
there's
like
there's no more
$16,000 on eBay.
I think Aaron got the last one.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah, the other one got destroyed, but
he might still have it after.
But off him.
Not sure. You might want to check your room before I leave. There's so much shit in this room, man. Oh my God.
Grab something for me too.
I will. Just send me a message on what you need and what you want, and I got you.
Yeah.
So
okay. Go ahead.
Let's talk Dogbone. We're gonna listen to that one next. I mean, for people that don't know, yes, Dwain is Keel, Dogbone, Deirdre. I mean, I know you do a tribute band. Is a Bad Company tribute band?
Bad Company, Boston, Doobie Brothers.
Forgot Rock's Diamond.
Rock's Diamond, way back. Rock's Diamond. I mean, Aaron brought that up to me the other day, and I could not believe it. So I went went home.
You didn't believe me?
No, I believed you. I couldn't believe I didn't remember Rock's Diamond. He mentioned it, and I was like, I went home, uploaded the last that album right to the radio station. Boom, So Rock's Diamond is there, and let's talk Dogbone. We're gonna listen.
Okay.
Now, how did this project come about?
Dogbone kind of, when Keel, the first lineup, Keel after Ferrari left, and we kind of started branching off. Brian and I started working on some music together, and Brian J
from Keel.
Yeah. And we just started jamming and kind of kept it together and kept going, found a bass player, and we rocked, while Ron was doing his thing. Ferrari, we all just kind of like grew arms and planted the seeds and did that, right? So Dogbone, we recorded a bunch of stuff. We went through singers. We had Rhett Forrester in the band for a while. You know who Rhett Forrester is, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. From Riot. Right. Anyway, he passed away, but rest in peace, Rhett. But, some good songs. And now, we took some time off to do everything else in life. And about a year ago. A lot of
people have.
Well, yeah. Well, everyone, yeah, of course. And, about a year ago or so, Brian says, hey, we got some good stuff. You want to kind of get this rolling again? And yeah, So we recorded some stuff, We're going to do some Keel stuff this way, too. But I got this studio in Phoenix I'm always working in, full well recording. I do drum tracks here, send the stuff to wherever they lay the, it's kind of nice. So I think we're going to do some Keel stuff that way. I don't know. But we recorded drums for Dogbone here. Brian's got his studio in California. He finishes everything up and he's got a singer out there named Bob Reynolds. Great songwriting team. They're really good together and killer songs. I think you've probably heard this one before. The Speed Kills.
Speed Kills.
Speed Kills.
I have heard it.
Yeah.
It's a great track. I'm glad it's on the album. I mean, a new Dogbone after Keel. It was like you said, music started to, take different shapes and people went in different directions. And, there was so much creative energy out there that you guys just had, you started to do new projects, which was cool. Yeah. And all that did was get more bands for me to have to check out, more bands to add to collections, more merch to buy, more concert tickets to buy. It was great. And I loved every minute of it. That's all I want. Just don't talk to my wife because she'll be like, no more. But Dogbone was great. And then, like everybody else, everything went away. And everybody got their lives, which was no big deal.
I think that's good in some cases.
Yes. Some of them went away and shouldn't come back.
Well, but some of us went away, kind of got our stuff together a little bit, and come back, and like, oh, yeah, I thought you were going to die, we're alive and we're rocking hard, that kind of stuff. But I'm not saying everyone's going to die, but.
And as Aaron said, if I could interject, it was important to have an international array of artists on this album. It was important to have some people from the Kiss family like Sister's Doll, but it was really important to us to include the Keel family because the guys in Keel, Dwain Miller and I, Brian J, Mark Ferrari, we have stayed very close in terms of our brotherhood, our friendship, and working together in various capacities, whether it's TV and film work or jamming together whenever possible. The Keel reunion started in 2008, and we've had a great ride the last, 15 years of world tours and Monsters of Rock cruises and M3s and all that stuff. But it was really important to have the Keel family represented on this. Deirdre is a great example because she is an amazing artist that also represents my home and Dwain's home, our original home, my original hometown of Phoenix, Arizona. So Deirdre is the Arizona representative, and to have Dwain be a part of the Deirdre family as well as the Keel family is a huge plus for us.
Right. And Deirdre, she has an amazing voice.
She's got some pipes on her,
Yeah. I always love a female fronted band. I don't know. I love it. And some people dog on it and say it's not rock and roll. They're getting few and far in between nowadays because they realize these chicks got pipes.
Well,
they can sing.
And it's awesome when you got like a killer band, right? Killer players, and you got this. She's kind of a hot chick, right? Hot chick in front.
You know,
Well, and that takes pressure off me because no one's even looking at me, man. I can wear like a clown suit.
right? You're
know,
sick and tired of being the hot chick in the band.
Nobody cares. I'm all like rocking out. They're looking at her. I swear.
Damn right.
We played in front of a huge the Marquee in Phoenix, opening for somebody, Striper, Steel Panther, whatever. And I'm looking out the front row. I'm like trying to get their attention. They're all staring right at her. I'm like, all right, whatever. That's the way it is.
Whereas in Keel, Dwain's always been the eye candy.
With the Keel, I'm like, throwing sticks at the guys. Out of my way, camera. No.
The eye candy. Dwain Eye Candy Miller.
There you go.
There you go. There we go. We got a new one.
That'll be on his bass drum head next
Right,
Friday night.
Dwain.
That's not gonna stick.
Stop looking at Deirdre. I'm the eye candy here.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Anyway,
but that project is going well too. I mean, she is just constantly. You're seeing that band out there. More shows added. She's constantly adding, and it's nice to see.
Yeah.
Whereas a year ago, really didn't know who I really was just getting familiar with her.
Yeah.
In the band. And then, I got familiar with her because I knew Dwain was in it. So I was like, okay, well, let's check this out. And oh my God, glad I did.
Yeah.
So
when I first heard it, my bass player friend says, "Hey, you want to check this out?" I'm like, "I guess." And what are they doing? It's just originals. It's like a seriously local original band. And I thought she was great. So I got into it. It's just kind of growing, like all things do. And if I can help somehow, and now Ron is helping, all you guys are helping, Aaron, that's cool with me. It's growing, right?
Right. And that's all. That's what you want. People say rock music is dead. Prove to them that it isn't. And that's daily basis. It's getting proven that it's not dead, and it's not only in this country. Places like Phoenix, Arizona, and but Brazil. Other places are, finding it.
Yeah. And for whatever it's worth, I'm getting more
segue.
into it. I'm sorry, Will, talking at once.
No, go ahead. This is your segment. But when I approached, I had two targets. We had a lot of targets on the list for this compilation album. And Deirdre was at the top of the list, very near the top of the list. And when I found out that Dogbone had new material and Brian J. and Dwain were willing to contribute and participate in this, man, it was a two home runs at once to get Dwain on the record with these two great projects. Dogbone, this was their first new music released in decades.
Yeah.
So to have that track on the Live the Rock compilation, and Deirdre as well, I'm a big fan. She's the real deal, and not only representing Arizona but representing all women. And I think Dwain, you guys, Deirdre refers to this as an alternative rock band, right? I mean, that's kind of like Fresh and Wayward is an alternative band, and I don't know what that means, but I just know it's great.
I think she's really into like going like the Evanescence kind of thing, and she loves all the female fronted bands. Whenever we do a cover tune, it's from one of those bands. She's got a great feel too. And in the future, we talked about being like an R&B band because she's got this kind of a soulful voice too, like a crooner kind of thing. So plus we're like a family. We go out to dinner, the whole band, and we have meetings, and a band is like a family.
It has to be a family.
If you do it right,
Yeah, it's like a family. You argue, you disagree, you love, and it's the way it is.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that Evanescence. She's got that Evanescence quality to her, and then Tripp, you can't help but hear it too. And Amy, she was such a great singer, and to even be compared, and when you hear a Deirdre or somebody and you compare them to her, that is the utmost compliment.
There's a tiny bit of progressive in there too, because the guitarist Colby, who she writes with, he's a younger kid, but he's like all these, what's that, Animals, well, Dream Theater for sure, but all these crazy, he comes in with songs that are in like 5/8, and then
wow,
I'm like, okay, I got it. Give me a second. So we figured this stuff out, and it's really interesting stuff that I respect.
Right. That's good. Well,
Yeah.
let's go. You want to do the let's do the Deirdre track.
Okay.
Let everybody hear this. If you haven't heard of Deirdre or yet, you're about to hear her. I mean, she's got some pipes. The drummer, but
I'll try to play along. Turn my mic off.
oh my God.
Go ahead.
This is a track from Deirdre. It's called Bleed for Me. Robert Lawless, you said wow, and voice candy. If you got to see her too. Oh my God! Aaron was just telling me, I didn't realize this, that let's get Dwain back and Ron back.
Oh hey.
Oops. Sorry.
Voice candy. Voice candy. Way to go,
Voice
Robert Lawless,
candy.
the Minnesota Madman. I'm going to steal that one. Voice candy.
Voice
That's
candy.
Deirdre.
Yeah, she's
Deirdre.
awful. Eye candy. I mean, and what you said? Oh, she's what? Dwayne, 5 foot tall, maybe.
She's 5'2". She's not. it's kind of funny because I'm sitting down on my drum set in a picture, and she's standing up, and we're the same height.
Wow.
I'm like, but she's awesome. I love her. She's great, you know. And yeah, hi, Candy.
And that voice, I mean, I love it.
Oh yeah,
I
she's
love it.
amazing.
I mean, God, man, dude, Ron, Aaron, you guys have found some killer tracks with this. We're
Thank
only
you.
not halfway through, and so far we're hearing lots of wows. Oh my God! Bring these guys to Seattle. Bring these guys to Florida. Bring this girl over here. Everybody wants them now.
Cool.
Dwain only plays with pros or eye candy.
Eye candy.
That's-
Huh? Oh wow! Wow.
Or rock.
Well, then Ron's got to be eye candy.
Surround yourself with great players or hot looking. You know, no, or both. Or both. I'm sorry.
Or both.
I shouldn't call her a hot chick. She's my friend. You know. But anyway, yeah.
You can call it. Eye candy.
Well, you know, the thing from my perspective is the process of putting this album together and reaching out to the artists and finding the songs and just developing those relationships with Deirdre, who I'd known for a long time, and she's been a part of my radio show, and I've supported her from day one. But the whole thing, putting it together, was a huge challenge and a lot of work, a lot of paperwork, a lot of listening and mastering and making sure the tracks are all leveled, and all this stuff goes into the back end of. Then the thing comes out, and we released it on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, the day before Keel Fest. So we did the gig in Nashville. Keel, Steeler, Ron Keel Band, The Fifth, and Crashing Wave. We did the gig in Nashville on March 18th, and it was a huge load off my shoulders. Finally, all the Live the Rock work is kind of done. Keel Fest is finally over, and I'm driving back to South Dakota in my truck, and I put this CD in my truck CD player and listened to Live the Rock 3 times, top to bottom, and that's when I realized what a special ride it really is, and what a great collection of music. I didn't really have time to step back and enjoy the record until that long drive back from Nashville. But I recommend everybody pick up the CD and put it in your player, or stream these songs on Spotify. Follow these artists, support them. And speaking of Keel Fest, while we've got Dwain here, I wanted to divert the conversation quickly to another subject. Dwain brought this to my attention just a couple of days ago, that we have a friend in Phoenix, Arizona, our hometown, that is undergoing some serious medical issues. Matt Indies has in need of a heart transplant.
He needs
correct,
a heart
Dwain?
transplant. Yeah, he's at 10% of volume, and we're taking up collections and stuff. I don't know if that.
Yeah. So what we're going to do for that, real quick, if I could, this is not available yet, but I'm going to put this up for auction later today, or at the very latest tomorrow. This is the Keel Fest drumhead, signed by all the members of Keel, Steeler, and Ron
Keel Band.
Yeah,
Ron
Keel,
Band.
Steeler, Ron Keel Band. We've got Mark Edwards from the original Steeler lineup, Dwain, Brian, Mark, everybody. This was contributed by Jody Hickman, our friend from Houston, Texas. And we're going to put this in an online auction, a one-of-a-kind Keel Fest 2 drumhead. Will include a Keel Fest t-shirt, guitar picks, whatever I can throw into the package. But we're going to raise some money for Matt Indies. He has a GoFundMe page, which you can find on Dwain's Facebook page as well. We're going to do everything we can to help this guy out.
Cool.
That's awesome. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely. So
We got to live the rock, man. And Matt Indies has to live the rock with us. I don't know him personally, but we've had a lot of interactions online. He's a great guy from my conversations with him the last couple of decades. And I know he's a hometown boy from Phoenix and a great musician. So we want to do what we can.
Got to do what we can.
Very cool.
They're family.
Absolutely.
People are family. I mean, and that's the truth. There's people I have not met in person yet that I've met on Facebook, or we've chatted on Messenger that I have not met, but I still consider them family. At least a very good friend, because of the conversations. You really find out who somebody is, with conversations and all that. So you really don't have to meet in person. You don't have to be that way to feel like you're family with somebody.
You know what? I met a guy Thursday night. I was playing with a Boston band. I met this guy. His name was Paul. He goes, Nice to meet you, Paul. He goes, I know you, man. We're Facebook friends. What's your last name? And he told me his last name. I'm like, oh man, I give him a big hug and stuff like that.
Exactly.
We never met, just like you said. You know,
Right.
We're friends too. You know,
we're friends. We're in the same rock groups. We're in the same, you know, threads and commenting on different things. And we all have the same values. We, you know, really, we all love rock music, and that's our common bond. And when one of us is struggling, we're all struggling. You know, when one of us is going down and having a bad time, we all rise up, come together like no other community in the world and rally around that person and try, you know, to do whatever we can. I've done benefits for friends that have had cancer. I do benefits for Toys for Tots, and the rock community never, ever ceases to amaze me on the amount of support that they throw behind anything. If it's one of us, it's all of us.
right on, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sign you up to write all my speeches, bro.
I don't want that. I F-bomb a lot. You know, I'm really doing good today, ain't I?
Like I got a bunch of
Great.
speeches. Go ahead and write me one. That's cool.
We got some dog bone music, don't we?
We got dog bone music. We're gonna do dog bone music.
Right on.
We have not done
What a
that
killer
yet.
track, man.
I know
This
some of those.
track, I mean, every time I play it on the radio, we play it on KRFK radio and on my Streets of Rock and Roll show, and it blows up. Who is this? Who is this? This kicks
Right on.
ass. This is killer. We've gotten a great response to this track, and just like I said earlier, it's the best Keel song I never sang on. this guy, what's his name, Dwain, the singer?
Bob Reynolds. You know,
Bob
he's a-
Reynolds, man.
Hmm.
He is
He's in a
awesome.
band too. He's on Facebook.
Yeah.
You look up Bob Reynolds. He's in a couple bands as well. But you know,
Cool.
Really
Yeah, I want to be friends with that guy. He's awesome and a great compliment to what Dwain and Brian have put together musically on this track. We're really excited to have it on the compilation album and the first Dogbone music in decades, the first new track, and you know, two of my Keel bandmates joining forces to give us some bone-crushing metal. Speed Kills.
Running down the road that takes us to forever. See the light.
shine to a state of belonging, to a place that I'm longing to be. Elevate me, let me open up this world of sin. You know that place? It's a state of falling for a world that's calling to me again. Oh, and I feel, and I weep, I struggle to find release, and I will love, and I will touch, because I want you. Slow burn, slow burn. Holding hostage for love, I feel my senses rising, my craving to a place of yearning. In your world I'm burning, devour me. Oh, and I feel, and I weep, and I struggle to find release, and I will love, and I will touch, because I want you. Slow burn, slow burn. And fear escapes my mind, it escapes me all the time, and the mystery lingers on and on and on. And I feel, and I weep, and I struggle to find release, and I will love, and I will touch, because I want you, want you, want you, want you. Oh, and I feel, and I weep, and I struggle to find release, and I will love, and I will touch, because I want you. Slow burn, slow burn, slow burn,
Fantastic.
Wow.
Two fantastic. Can we keep saying that? Fantastic tracks.
Amazing. Just
Amazing. Dog Bone featuring Dwain and Brian from Keel. And now right into Pamela Moore. I mean, Miss Pamela Moore.
Hi guys.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello, Pamela.
I'm doing great. I'm enjoying
Dwayne?
watching you.
Dwain, meet Pamela.
Nice, excellent song, Pamela. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Thanks, Dwayne.
I mean,
meet you.
this just amazing tracks, start to finish. And
Thank
Pamela, what a voice. We all know Pamela. And I gotta ask this. Do you get sick and tired of hearing Mary from Queensryche?
Sister Mary.
Sister Mary.
No,
No? Because, you know,
I wear the badge proudly.
good.
Because you guys were good to me, and it was a fun time spending with them and working with them and doing all those projects with them too. It was really turned out to be a lot bigger thing than I ever thought initially it was going to be. You know,
Right.
I didn't even think it was going to be a big thing. And boy, oh boy, was I wrong.
Boy, oh boy. Once that album hit, it was
Yeah.
like,
Well, I don't know. You know, when it first hit, I don't know how much accolade they got. Did they get a lot of it? I don't know.
At least for me, they did. I mean, I was
That's all that matters.
blown away because I was a big Queensryche guy. You know, Rage for Order was before that. Rage for Order was my favorite,
Right.
and then you know, it just. But then Operation came out, and it just. You all thought Pink Floyd was the ultimate concept album, and this and that. No one will ever touch it. And Queensryche said, "Hold my beer." And boom. And then you know I did see the shows. I did go see the tour, and they brought Mary out. It was just amazing what they did with it, and it just
It was a big surprise too, because the first time Chris DeGarmo asked me if I'd like to go, and I was like, "Yeah, of course I would."
of course.
Yeah, of course. And they didn't do any kind of announcements about it. It was really actually a secret, and a lot of people actually thought that Jeff sang the part that I was singing, which is interesting because when I first toured with him, we were in Europe, and when they saw me come out, they were just like, "Huh? What's that? Who is that?" You know, and it was I think that was really cool though, because it created a mystique. And even when I left the stage, nobody said who it was. It was just like this mystery person. You know?
Let me tell you, I saw Pamela on the Monsters of Rock cruise 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Really?
She was doing an acoustic set, and right before Ron was doing an acoustic set, and Ron and I went to see her show before, you know, he did his performance, and man, she sounds amazing live in a setting like that, just like it was on an album.
What year was that?
Thank you. You know what? I think that was a little bit longer. Everything's kind of rushing past me, and when the pandemic happened, we kind of lost 2 years. So I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." But I think it was probably 2015, maybe.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So.
Because I was going to say, if it was only 5 years ago, that puts it at like 2018, and I was on that boat. Why the hell was I there?
Yeah, things are a little hazy up here.
Yeah, it was around that time. And 2018 is when the other, my newest album came out, Behind the Veil, which is the song that's actually on that. And it was so much fun. I mean, you know, Larry knows how to put on a good time, great musicians. You can, you know, go and see whatever show you want to see. It's always had something going on to it too. So it was pretty fun. But I remember that's the first time that I think I officially met Ron too. He comes up and goes, "How am I supposed to start after that?" And I went, "Oh, come on, give me a break."
Right. So,
He's such a showman, you know. He gives it 110%. So
no, but we're really happy to have her on the RFK Media.
Thank
The
you.
rock compilation. Pamela actually gave us about 12 songs, I think.
I think I said to him, I'm like, "What about this? What about this?" I didn't know.
And fortunately, you know, Mrs. Keel.
Renee is here. Renee, welcome.
I kicked Ron out of his seat because I wanted to say hi to Pamela.
What about me?
You're eye candy, okay? You're just supposed to sit there and look good.
There's
Dwayne.
a lot
Come
of
on.
eye candy on here now.
I mean, I got to go away because it's
No, I could.
a whole lot sexier.
But no, we're very appreciative of her album or her song on the album. And the fact that she just gave us so many different songs to choose from. And Ron and Renee and I are like, man, where do you start?
How do you choose?
They're all brilliant.
Well, Pamela, I know what was happening here. You were covering your butt for volumes 1 through 13. I mean,
Wait a minute, now, how did you know that? Wait a minute.
Forward thinking.
hey,
No, it was just so great. It was great that I was even being able to get on something like this. I'm just very grateful. And every track on here is really good.
every track is really good.
Yeah,
And,
we're really proud of it.
you know, like I said earlier, you know, there was bands that I really didn't know about and then got discovered on here. And I didn't know about your solo career. I think I told you that on the phone. I really didn't know because
I know.
there is a lot of music out there and you lose touch. And we depend on stuff CDs like this or word of mouth to let us know what's going on. So when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, and I started diving into your solo career, and oh my God,
Thank you.
you've done some amazing work, and your vocals, you're heavier than what I expected
Yeah.
at times,
Yeah.
but then your voice soothes it, but then brings it back out like a monster again, and it's just amazing. How have you kept your voice this good over so many years? What do you do? Like
As you get older, no, you have to work harder in everything that you do. So, I have my things that I do, but actually, to be honest with you, ever since I was actually with Queensryche, the tail end of when I was working with them, up until now, I started a business, and the business was working with people on vocals, like a vocal coach, a vocal teacher, and I also help with showing people maybe different ways to be able to present themselves on stage if they don't have any stage visits, if they're working on some video or something, we can hone in on all that. So I absolutely love doing it because I love seeing people rise to the occasion. I love seeing them start to get their confidence back, starting to work on different stuff and just throwing these little seeds inside to see if something grows. And it's been actually, I've been doing that probably full time since 2015, but I started it in 2009, and that has been helping me a lot. And then a lot of the things that I show people are things that I actually have to put to work in myself if I'm trying to work through something, an issue with my voice or something. It's always trying to piece things together. So I've been doing that a lot. And then, during the pandemic, I gotta tell you, I thought maybe it's like, okay, we're gonna have all this time and I'm gonna start playing my guitar, and I bought a brand new guitar, and I'm thinking, okay, I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
I feel embarrassed to say that, but it's true. I just did. I was just
all my time in Netflix.
Right. Well, mine wasn't Netflix, but it was like, Xfinity or Comcast or something,
Right.
watching all these things. And I'd get to inside and I'd play a little bit, but I just felt so disconnected, and I feel embarrassed about that. But then, things started opening up now, and I'm starting to feel like, okay, this is fun. I actually have been doing a few special shows with some old friends of mine from before I met Queensryche. We were doing a cover band, and the band's called Boy Toy.
Boy Toy.
And I sing with another girl, and the actual other singer that was there, she went on to sing with Expose. So we've got, two people that, are pretty groomed in front of an audience and everything. So it's a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun. It's that my old bandmates, they're great musicians, and we just get up there and play whatever fun stuff we want to play. And
that's what it's all about, is having fun.
Yeah. So that kind of whole thing kind of snowballs, once you start going, okay, here it comes. Here comes my feelers. Here comes my stuff, And like I said, I feel embarrassed that happened, but I just was in a funk. I was like, what's going on here?
I think all of us were. I thought, I'm going to take, now that I don't have anything to do, I don't have anywhere to go, anywhere to be, I'll just play drums more. Well, that didn't happen. I just sat in front of the TV. It's like, scroll Facebook and find out, does it say when this is going to end yet? Or,
when this is over.
When this is over. Hey, this guy, man,
I love that song. It made me cry when I watched it, and I just went, what? And I go, gosh, this is a song I wish I could have wrote. It's like, wait a minute, this is exactly where I was at, that just was given to him, I know, because I saw an interview and he said it just happened. And when that happens, you're a messenger. You got to send that out, get that out. I'm so glad that he did.
Yep.
Whole song.
Renee, do you have anything you want to?
I literally wanted to pop in to say hi to Pamela. I'm watching and listening, but he's the voice
I
And
know.
he's the expert, so.
But I
When
gotta
it
tell
comes
you
to
something.
Pamela, Renee was the instigator. You know, we had her on our target list. Certainly, someone that we knew was part of the family. As you mentioned, Pamela and I had met first on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I believe it was 2014.
Was it? Okay.
But Renee and Pamela go way back, and both of us being huge Queensryche fans and Pamela Moore fans, certainly she was at the top of our list of targets. So I said, Renee, go get her. Go steal the Pamela. And so they started the online dialogue. So really, Renee has done all the what an A&R person for the label would do in terms of recruiting the act, the relationship, the questions about the contracts and the legal arrangements, the music. Renee had a big say in choosing that song because Aaron and I loved them all, and we kind of let Renee. This Pamela Moore was her baby, and dear friends, and we're just really glad to have these two beautiful women in our lives and as part of our business.
That's so sweet.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, honey.
Now I'm dipping out.
See ya. Good to see ya.
Hi. Nice seeing you.
Thank you, Pamela.
Yeah.
Hey, and Ron, Renee.
You know, people will see the little caption that says Ron Keel and say, "Man, Ron's looking good."
You went through a change, Ron.
No.
Hello, Pam.
Hi.
It's nice to see you. Thanks for being a part of this special broadcast today and sharing this music and your time and your beautiful spirit with all of our.
I have a question for you. What's going on with this? Are you going to do any? I know you're out now, like a road dog right now. I know.
Yeah.
Is there anything more going on with this? Are you going to have like a special concert or something?
Hey.
Yeah, Pam Fest.
Put him on the
Pam Fest.
2024.
I'm putting him on the spot.
Pam and Renee.
We're going to do really in this day and age. You know how it is. You're in the business too. You do whatever you can, and you do whatever it takes. Events like this that Mike is hosting today just help continue to bring more attention to the project and the music and the artists that are involved.
Right.
And anything we can do. I do believe this has a long shelf life. Like those compilation albums it was patterned after, people will be discovering this record next year and 10 years from now.
Right. I agree that's true. And so much of it, just because of your love of music too, and artists and you know how they are as far as artists. I think that's one thing. And along with Aaron and of course your wife. I think that's why there's just such wonderful tracks on here because it's speaking to you, you know, and so what better person to kind of funnel this whole thing out is you. So
well, we've been very fortunate to have artists like you and Dwain Miller and Dogbone and all just the entire list of people. And you know, I wanted a comedy track on there. We want to branch RFK Media out into art. It's not just music.
I was already on 2 tracks though, so you couldn't, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, give me you're on that one that I was on, the Speed Kills. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, creative products, whether it's art, music, books, videos, whatever. This is a media company, not just a record label. Right. And so it was important for us to have comedy on the record. I want to branch out into that because comedy and rock and roll go hand in hand. And of course, you start at the top of the list and you go to Don Jameson and say, "Hey, dude, you got a track?" And he said, "Yeah." And he was all about it. So we were very fortunate to have so much great talent and so much great content on this compilation.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, and there isn't one that overshadows another. I mean, there's where you know it's been happening all day where people are like, wow, next track, wow, okay, wait a minute, and you think you've got a favorite track, which I did, you know, going in, okay, that was really the next one it just kicks my ass. And then that one, oh my God, her voice, that one's the wait a minute, the guitars on this one, you know, it was you kept your attention the whole time. Where a good compilation albums, great compilation albums, there's not a skippable track, and this one is just like an old Metal Blade release where you listen to every one of them and you keep putting it on because, God.
Right.
This is just the crack in the door. We're just opening the door for bands, listeners, our audience members, our friends to discover some music that they may not have heard of. And if you want more, go to Pamela More.
Pamela More.
Yeah. You want more dog bone? There's more dog bone on the way. There's a lot of great Deirdre music out there that's available on all these platforms, on their social media, their websites, and their streaming sites. So we opened the door just to let you in, and now you have the opportunity to explore other music from all these great artists.
Yeah, I agree with you. So how many drummers do we have here? Is there like 2?
Everybody's a drummer.
Oh, not me.
5 probably, right? You play drums, right?
Are you a drummer, Pamela? You play drums too?
Yeah.
No?
I can play tambourine. I've been told I'm pretty good at that, but
pretty good.
That's
I think Aaron plays drums, probably. I mean, I don't know. I think
Aaron, do you play drums?
I don't know. Do you?
Well, I know he's doing that.
Dwayne is still teaching.
Are you literally behind the drum set
drums
right
in
now,
part of the show? It's I think the comedy part of the show where I get behind the kit, but I do play drums during the Ron Keel band.
Do you really?
We'll leave that to the professionals.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Where's the professionals?
Right
Do we have any professionals in the house?
Left of my screen right there. Dwayne Miller.
Okay, well,
Keel,
who all of you are singers besides Ron?
A little bit. I'm a little bit of a singer, yeah. I'm not like
Well, I'm behind the drum kit.
Do you
I'm
do
not like
leads?
Ron Keel, you know.
Dwayne, do you do leads and stuff? Do you sing like?
Yeah, not with original stuff, really,
Yeah,
but
that's okay.
I'm in a bunch of cover bands too, and
Yeah.
I don't do lead vocals for that either because we got really great singers in the Boston Tribute, and we got a Doobies Tribute and a Bad Cook Tribute. So I get to just sit back and do harmonies, which is really cool. I like having a bunch of singers around me. We were talking about earlier, surround yourself with great players, you know, and that's what I try to do.
I know that's what I do too, because that's the way you get inspired, you know. It's pretty cool. So
Dwayne is one of the best harmony singers that I've ever known. A great quick story. I know I've got so many stories to tell, but Dwayne had just joined the band. We released The Right to Rock, and we started doing shows in '85.
I was 19.
19
Go ahead.
years old. And he didn't have a mic. He wasn't singing. I didn't even ask him if he sang. And we would videotape every show, watch the shows back to critique and kind of, you know, perfect our game. And I'm hearing these amazing high harmonies coming from somewhere. And I go, who's doing that? We're watching the whole band. Who's doing that high harmony? Who's doing that? And nobody would cop to it, right?
I was all scared. I'm like,
no, I mean,
You get there, he was intimidated by Ron Keel. And I'm going, who's doing that? Finally, Dwayne said, it's me. I said, put a mic on that guy. And then he belted it out, and he's been belting it out ever since. Just an amazing asset to have when I'm singing, you know, in the stratosphere, and he's hitting the high fifth or the high third on top of me. It's pretty amazing.
that's cool.
Wow.
How come I said most drummers always sing really high? Why is
I
that?
don't know why that is. I think because we're deaf, maybe.
Take shorts.
I don't know.
I love it.
I'm generalizing, I'm sure, but it
Right.
just seems like, you know, I don't know. It's pretty cool, I think. I think it's really cool. I think it's cool when all the people sing in the
Right.
band. I think that's neat. Getting all that stuff together. It's pretty cool.
Okay,
I'm a
now
harmony freak. I love harmonies, man. You know.
Yeah. Me too.
everybody's gonna hang out, right? Y'all got time to hang
I'm not-
out, right? We could do another song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bring on
let's put
another
music
guest
right on.
after the
Yeah,
song?
I'm hanging, and you know, really appreciate your time,
Good.
Dwayne and Pamela, and some of the other guests that are coming up shortly. So stay
Oh, yeah.
tuned.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's do I'll do Crashing Wayward.
Let's do some Crashing
Let's
Wayward.
do some Crashing Wayward.
Yeah.
Ron, have you ever heard of this band?
Just listen.
Yeah, I
yeah.
hear them every day. The first thing I hear every morning, I wake up and this album
After
plays
Aaron's
on
voice.
autopilot in my head. It's one of the most infectious collections of songs I've ever heard, and I've loved this band since the first time I heard them. Literally, just mention Crashing Wayward, and the album starts playing on autopilot in my head. It's this group made me revisit why I fell in love with music in the first place, and that's hard to do, being my age and being jaded and I've seen it all, I've heard it all. to discover a new band that gets you that excited is it's pretty rare, and I'm very thankful for them to come into our life and on our label to release their debut album on RFK Media.
Hell yeah. Let's give a listen to Crashing Wayward. This song is called Breathe.
Nice.
Another. You thought
Those
you
guys are
heard the
great.
Gimlet song already? Now another great song.
Really polished and
Crashing Wayward. Right now we have Carl from Crashing Wayward is sitting here, and he wants to join the festivities. Carl, what's happening?
How's it going, y'all? Can you hear me?
Oh, absolutely.
Here
Right
we
Carl.
are. See ya, feel ya. Great song. Tell us
Thank
a little
you.
bit about Breathe.
Well, where's Peter? Isn't he supposed to be helping me on this?
Oh, he's supposed to be. Right? I don't see him yet.
I mean, breathe. I mean, there's a lot of lyrical layers to the song for Breathe that Pete drew inspiration from the troubles of 2020 that we were kind of dealing with in this country, especially after those cops in Minnesota killed that guy, and we all watched it on every news channel for weeks. And it kind of came from like a set of riffs that I brought to the table when we started writing this record. Like Dave and Stacy were sending all these riffs back and forth, and I was like, well, I want to join the party. I started going through old demos and a lot of stuff that I'd been sitting on for years and years, and just finally figured out how to finish one of them. Clumsily demoed it, sent it off to the guys, and that was basically the template for Breathe. So, yeah,
incredible song.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Really well put together. The production is really good too.
Well, that was all Mike Gillies. He really helped us like take something that was like, I don't know, 80% of the way there and get it across the finish line.
Cool.
Like Mike had some ideas about, changing the key, changing the time signature, giving the verses more space for Pete to play, essentially. So he wasn't just locked in like on one, you will start, So
Right.
if you count it out, it's not in 4.
Oh, really?
No, it sounds like it. It feels like it.
I could bang my head to it.
Dance to it and realize like, wait, I'm missing a step here.
It's not like listening to Tool's last album. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, where are we? I don't know where we are. Anyway.
Yeah.
Which is a good album. It's a good album, but I just didn't notice.
Plus signs.
And Crashing is gaining traction. I mean, you went from a year ago, maybe, to really breaking through now, and it's like people are talking about Crashing Wayward. I hear this and this in the circles. It's just amazing on what's happening with this band.
Yeah, we just did their CD release party in Las Vegas about 10 days ago. I had the opportunity to go out there and meet with the band and watch them perform. And their live performance is every bit as great as the album. Got 5 very talented guys across the board, and they really bring it to the live audience. And watch them engage with the crowd the way that Peter and the rest of the band does they're very special. When Ron first called me about this band, he said, "Hey, you got a Zoom meeting at 12 o'clock today." Like, he's like, this band Crashing Wayward. I was like, okay. So
Did they give you time to do your hair and makeup?
No, none of that. I'm like,
Damn.
so we get on the Zoom call with this band, and wow, just blown away with just the professionalism from these guys, the music. Ron's like, this song just wrecked my day. You got to hear it.
Wrecked my day.
And
It did.
Well,
That sounds like the Zoom meeting I showed up for in my pajamas.
Yeah, that's what sold me, Carl.
I can't keep up with you, Ron. You're too much of an early bird for me.
Well, there is a big time difference, but man, the thing about Crashing Wayward for me, you're always seeing and hearing and getting exposed to various artists, musicians, bands, singers at various stages in their development. And you can see potential. You can see options. Well, if this but the Crashing Wayward, there was no potential. It was there. It was done. This band is stadium ready, arena ready. This album is chart ready. So it was a no-brainer for us to sign Crashing Wayward from the get-go. And part of the deal was, if we're going to sign you to an album deal, you got to give us Breathe for this compilation record.
Yeah.
That you did. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good job.
so what's on the horizon past dates? Anything coming up? Tours planned? Maybe get on a bill with somebody else? What are the plans of the future for Crashing Wayward?
We are playing at Leatherheads in Draper, Utah, Salt Lake City area 1 week from tonight. And then we're working on stuff for the fall right now. We'd like to start, stringing multiple dates together. We've been doing one-offs here and there between like Vegas and Salt Lake City, Draper area, and LA. So we'd like to take it down to Phoenix. We'd like to take it down to San Diego, get like a hometown show for Pete. And just, start building it, try to get like the long weekends going. Right. And somewhere in the process, if we get a booking agent that picks us up and wants to really put us out there, hopefully get on like the right tour that works for us.
Right?
No if, Carl, when.
When?
When?
We're
Well-
working aggressively for that. The record just came out, and a lot of people in the industry are just now getting exposed to Crashing Wayward and finding out what they're all about. And
Yeah.
we're getting a great response and a lot of excitement. We all believe that the ticket for these guys is to get them on a big tour, get them on a bill,
Yeah.
get them in front of as many people as we can possibly get them in front of. They're going to keep doing shows whenever and wherever they can because these guys are hungry to play.
You know,
we are a live band. That is our forte, first and foremost.
and believe me, that's every time I talk to Aaron, you know, he is all about Crashing Wayward. He'll come back right when he got back from Vegas. I think it was a Thursday. He got back. Boom, Mike. You have to see these guys. You have to see these. Well, you didn't take me with you, so I couldn't see the guys. I'm like, you didn't give me. Okay, so when are we going to get to see them?
I don't recommend going to Vegas and back within 24 hours.
No,
for anyone.
I would not have been all about
It was
that.
worth it, but it was rough.
Yeah.
Why don't we get Crashing Wayward?
feeling when you
Why don't we get
got
Crashing Wayward down to Phoenix for a show with Deirdre? That would be a great double bill, man.
Yeah.
Same type of alternative modern rock styles
Right?
with a couple of big draws. I think we could make some noise in Phoenix with Crashing Wayward and Deirdre. Let's
That
go.
was it.
Yeah, that's a market we think we would do really well in.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's one thing that we are working on. Hopefully for like October sometime.
There are places
know,
you can play. Definitely.
Everything booked so far out in advance right now because everybody's trying to work. You know,
Right.
you
I
need
bet
to
we
have
do a
lot
show
of
together.
time.
I bet you it comes together. I just have a feeling.
Easy.
Absolutely.
Easy. You know, it's the modern, you know, you have the modern rock sound coming out, which has the elements of the 80s, early 90s coming out now. And, you know, like Shinedown did. They're fantastic band. The 2000s, they come out and it was like game changer. They're still around. They're still kicking ass. Deirdre has that same sound. She's combining modern with retro, old school type music. You guys doing the same thing. I mean, it's just a recipe for success.
Well, speaking of Shinedown, Eric Bass and Brent Smith were at the CD release party in Las Vegas last week, and I have to really give props to those guys. They sound amazing, very supportive of Crashing Wayward. The dressing rooms were right next to each other. Eric came out. We're both from Charleston. You know, we have a mutual friend in Chris McClernand, and we were speaking just about Charleston stuff. And I'm telling him about this band Crashing Wayward, and he said, "Well, let's go meet them." So I walk into the dressing room and introduce them to Eric and stuff. Eric up on stage really went to bat for these guys and promoting them, told that audience, say, "Hey, stick around for my new friends Crashing Wayward. They're a great band. Nobody understands how hard it is for an up-and-coming band in this business more than I do. So stick around, give these guys the support, you know, buy this T-shirt." And I was just like blown away that somebody like Eric Bass from Shinedown really was showing support for our band Crashing Wayward. So thank you, Eric.
Yeah, and he did it.
Pete.
It was awesome. Hey, Pete.
Uh-oh.
Can't hear him.
Microphone's turned off.
Let's see. Are
Oh, he's muting. He's muted.
he's muted. Unmuted.
Uh-oh.
He looks good.
Peter Summit is never muted.
He always
Trust
looks
me.
good. I mean, that's easy.
How's the lead singer muted?
No one wants to hear the lead singer talk.
Just
I gotta buy a button like that
You're
for real.
muted.
Let the bass player talk for once.
Oh, but when you first got in here, you were wondering where Pete was. You're like, wait a minute, I'm lost. Where's Pete? Pete,
I
is
muted
something
him
on
like-
your end? Something like your mic or something, maybe?
Oh.
He's
It's
on
eye
the phone.
candy. Eye candy.
Eye candy.
Settings. I don't know.
Okay, we'll give it a minute.
Well, he looks good.
He does.
does.
look good.
That's easy for him though. He rolls out of bed beautiful. He's my roommate on the road, so.
But I'll tell you that Las Vegas show was really just blew me away watching that band live. A lot of rock stars in attendance. DJ Ajba. Just really the fans and the whole thing just really worked. And they're a Vegas band. If they are stage road ready, just blows me away when you watch these guys live. And the album itself, everyone at RFK feels like that every song on here is a single.
Right.
The album is that good.
Mm.
So we're just tickled to death. Just have this.
Yeah, it's not just us, man. We had a very high-powered industry executive at a private showcase for Crashing Wayward a couple of weeks ago, and he said, rightly so, Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world, and Crashing Wayward is the best rock band in the entertainment capital of the world. That says something right there.
Huh.
We need to make that our.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna put that. We're gonna write that in stone.
Right. Hey,
Hi, Peter. It was nice hanging with you.
I think he's working out his.
Yeah,
I think he's working out his mic.
Hats off to you, Mike. You're doing a great job producing this thing. It's a lot of moving parts and bells and whistles. Broadcasting from RFK Media South there in Aaron Fisher's house, and you're doing a great job. So thank you for producing this. And I know there's a lot of stuff that goes into making something like this happen, and we appreciate being a part of it.
Hey, you know how you do the same thing, with your interviews and your radio show. You know, it's hard enough doing one person.
Yeah.
When you got 15, it's like, what?
That's a
I
lot
was
to
up all night. This is what I look like without no sleep for 48 hours, but we're doing it.
Where is everybody at? I'm out of the Washington State. Where is everybody else at?
Oh, I'm in Phoenix.
Okay.
Of course.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Ooh.
Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Falls, South Dakota, the wild, wild West.
Wild, Wild West. Hell yeah. I mean, and
Pete says he's having a technical issue, by the way. He wanted me to tell y'all.
Okay. He looked good while he was here.
It happens.
Let him know.
It happens. I mean,
I
not
grabbed a
everything.
screenshot while Peter was on board. So
He made an appearance.
Yeah.
Made an
you
appearance.
can hear plenty of Peter Summit on the new Crashing Wayward album, available at rfkmediashop.com.
Indeed. I like your style, Ron.
Speaking of good-looking dudes, look who just walked in the door.
Oh my goodness.
What the hell?
Hey, is there something behind me?
Who is this cat?
Do I need a chair?
Yeah.
Oh my
Give me a
goodness!
chair. Here, you take my
All
chair.
right, sure.
Chris
Look at this guy.
McLaren in the house.
Is that Chris?
It is.
Hey,
Where
Chris.
am I? Where am I on the screen? There I am.
Hi,
Chris
Chris.
McLaren, welcome, dude. Good to
Captain,
see you,
man.
man.
How you doing? I need a chair tech. Someone help me.
Chair tech, roadies.
Chris McLaren.
Wow, my
in the house.
I'm like under the interrogation light too. I apologize.
Look at this. And you know what? This guy has sat here long enough. Now, it's finally his turn. If I can get my mouse to work. Yeah, oh, I got to go down here. Never mind. Jake Tripp from the 5th.
How's it going?
Wow.
Good.
Hey, Jake.
Good to see
All
you.
the players.
All the players.
So, what do you say we do couple tracks? What do you say? We do
How about some Canal?
Canal,
I like
and
that
then
idea.
right after that, we'll do the 5th. What say you?
So, Chris, are you out delivering pizzas, or what are you doing? You just popped in?
I lost a bet. I don't know what the hell happened.
Well, welcome, dude.
Thanks
It's
for
great to
having
see
me.
you.
Sorry about that, dude. I'm totally sorry about that.
If-
We promised them way better people to be around. We promised them a birthday party or something like that, was it?
I was told there were strippers.
All right. Well,
okay.
Here we
There
go.
it goes.
Wait,
I need
it's
the
on.
I apologize in advance. Sorry.
need to stop. Put it on. Put it on.
They pay me to keep my clothes on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. I think we need to get to the song here. So,
Guys, if I disappear during the song, don't get mad at me, all right? Because I kind of have to take off, but
Okay.
that-
Yeah, brother. Thanks for hanging with us, Dwain.
If you leave,
Thanks
thank
for
you so
Yeah, I
much,
have to take
Dwayne,
off
for being
too.
here.
I'm sorry about
Nice
it.
to meet you guys, Pamela.
Absolutely, Dwayne.
Thank you, Pamela. Much love. Thanks for being a part
Yes,
of
I
it.
hope I see you. And
Yes.
you guys, thanks so much. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for doing this too. And Ron, thanks for putting me on here. It's pretty cool.
Thank you for being a part of it, Pamela. We'll talk to you soon. Hopefully, we'll see you
guys.
soon.
Thank you.
Ron.
Thank
Nice.
you, Pam.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
Later. All right, let's get
Welcome to Bass Fest.
About time.
Hey, all bass, no trouble, baby.
All right.
Bass Fest 2023. Here we go.
All bass, all trouble, no treble.
I play bass too, by the way. I'm not a professional, but I did play the bass on When This Is Over. By the way, that song from Ron Keel Band. That's me playing bass, because it's a long story, but I'm pretty proud of that track. I think I'll leave it there. I'll just leave it right there.
Leave it right there. All right, we'll segue right into Canal, and then the fifth will be right after that.
Beauty.
We'll be right back.
Awesome.
Don't ever push a man with his back to the wall. He's got nowhere to go, and you can only
Okay.
Wow, great song.
Great song by the Fifth. Great song by Canal. I mean, let's get everybody back on here. Guys, all right, we have Chris McClernand here. Cold Sweat.
They're going.
Canal. Saigon Kick. I mean,
Cold Gin.
Cold Gin.
Sure.
That's right. Cold Gin.
Yeah, someone took our guitar player. I got to talk to them.
So tell us about Canal. When did this come about?
A couple of years ago, I love Thin Lizzy, so I was like, one song was written which was Easy Come Easy Go, and I was like, well, that's a good start. Let me just see if I have another in the bin. And so there came another one and another one. I'm just like, let's just do the whole record. So it's basically, it was, if Thin Lizzy was around now and I wanted to write an entire record for him, just say, hey, here it is. It's modern. It's, we're not trying to recreate Jailbreak and make it sound like Jailbreak. We're just trying to, do what we can do now. And that's how it came out.
It's got them influences in there where you hear it. It's modern, yet a throwback.
Yeah, total throwback. I mean, you don't hear twin guitars like that anymore.
No.
You just don't.
God, no.
So,
I mean, it's fantastic. Just like all the songs on this Live the Rock.
Man. This is a stellar bunch.
And, you got so much going on, and now another band. I mean, you guys just like to keep busy, don't you?
Well, devil in idle hands and all that. So, you got to be careful.
Yes.
You can't sit and do nothing if you're a musician. Other bad habits tend to show up, shall we say.
Who else plays on this Take It All track?
That is me and Colin DeBrule on guitar. I also play bass. And then Barry Kirch from Shinedown is playing drums.
So you got a pretty strong connection with these Shinedown guys.
I do.
I've heard of
lucky. That's just luck on my part. Eric, as you know, lives here. And we became friends 15 years ago or so. And I just kind of watched him go. But it's no surprise. I mean, he's always worked hard. He's always been a good dude. He's always been really talented. So it's great to see him do well and do well with a bunch of really good guys.
Right.
So that's cool too.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's nothing worse when you got a band full of dickheads. Not that I've been in one, I'm just saying.
Right.
So not only that, you're also doing some producing, aren't you?
I am. We got half of them right here. So
Right.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Hey, what's up?
We have Jake Tripp and Mr. Roy Cathey, the mouth of the South. We always got to get in there.
Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
How we doing?
Great to see you, Roy.
Great to see everybody. It's been like herding cats today, Mike. You're doing great.
God, this is crazy. Everybody says I'm doing great, but then you're allowed to talk behind my back and go, man, that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
I'll start from back here. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Thank you. But there's a fifth connection here.
It's great to be here. It's great to be a part of the RFK Media family, and thanks for taking this opportunity to showcase the Live the Rock CD. And man, we're really happy to be with such great artists and to be working with Ron and Aaron. It's an honor for us. So we're excited to be here.
And the new track, that is a brand new, the fifth track called Starlight. Amazing track. Got a new album in the works?
Got a new album in the works. We're working hard. A funny story about Starlight, that show that we did with you in Charleston, that run that we did with Ron, we actually found out that we were going to be on the compilation that run. So Aaron and Ron show up when we show up to the venue, and they basically pitch the whole thing. And as they're getting off, they're basically like, all right, guys, we got to have a song ready to go in a month. And it was like, bam, go into the studio, So right. We're glad that Ron and Aaron dig the track, and the fans really enjoy it as well. So,
right.
Yeah, it's great to have the first new music from the Fifth in a couple of years since their epic EP that they released in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And now to have this new track be a keystone and part of the foundation of the Live the Rock compilation album with Crashing Wayward. And Roy also contributed an amazing vocal to American Thunder, the track we kicked this thing off with 2 hours and 27 minutes ago. We kicked this thing off with American Thunder, which is a great duet between Roy, Cathey, and myself. We're honored to share that track with Roy and Justin Wobble from the Fifth as well, appearing on that track. And just a testament to all the great talent. We've been very fortunate. And the Fifth is Aaron's baby. This is the band that when we formed the label a couple of years ago, or a year and a half ago, it was at the top of the target list. We wanted to sign Roy and his band and get behind what they're doing. And for me, like, again, I'm jaded. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. I've been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sold the
I
t-shirt.
love the music. I love the music. I love Roy. We go back as friends for decades, since the Cold Sweat days. But I didn't realize until I saw them during that run that Roy's mentioning when we toured together last December, what is special and different about this band. It's a 4-piece, straight ahead, all American, beer, guts, and rock and roll. I mean, it's really, but there's something unique and something very special about what they're doing and doing together that really dawned on me when I was part of that tour and seeing them live. And it's not just another 4-piece heavy rock band. There's something really special there.
And that's the truth. Absolutely. And Roy's vocals, unbelievable. It's just great. You got Roy, but then Zeus on drums, amazing drummer. Jake on bass, amazing. These guys are all amazing in this band. And most bands, you sit there and you say, okay, they sound like this, or they sound like that, they sound like this one. With the Fifth, I don't have that where I can say, okay, they sound like this. I don't know who to compare them to, and that's not a bad thing at all. You're doing your own sound. You're creating your own sound. You don't really sound like anybody, but you sound like the rock of the 80s. You sound like rock and roll.
We're all anxious to hear what the new album sounds like. And we've got the producer, Chris McClernand, Jake Tripp, Roy, Cathey. I guess we could put them on the spot and say, when can we expect you guys to deliver the new album from the Fifth to
That's been
RFK
2 years. Come on, what are you waiting for? Jeez.
We're on the Pyromania timeline. We'll just, when it's done, it's done. Come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Chinese democracy. We're gonna rent out a studio and it's gonna go on for 7
Promise
years.
me it's gonna be better than Chinese democracy.
Before we release the new album, we're gonna have to renew the contract because it's been a year and a half. But we're patient. It's worth waiting for, and you work at your own pace. I know that we're gonna love it. I'd love to get the record out early next year, so we get 2024 started in style and get this record out early. January 2024 would be a prime time to release the new album from the Fifth.
That's kind of the timeline that we're shooting for, in the immortal words of John Bon Jovi, whoa, we're halfway there. But, I mean, RFK and Ron has been really great working with us. And, we've got some great songs. What we're about to do is we'll start the planning of getting together with Chris and do some pre-production and stuff like that. But I'd like to turn the ball over to Jake for a second and let him touch on one of the things that I think that makes the band special and different than others is I'd like for Jake to speak on the chemistry, because he's been in several different bands and he'll tell you that there's something about the chemistry between the four of us, and it makes it a very pleasurable thing to be in the Fifth. So Jake, if you would like to.
Well, like Roy said, we're four very different guys. You put us together and it meshes, and we're here to work and we're here to do a job, but it's fun and it's enjoyable. And I think that's something that, for some, for a lot of rock bands, a lot of modern rock bands these days, there seems to be something about the fun factor. It's not always present. And I think that the difference is that the fans can tell. If you're not having fun, they're going to know. Mm-hmm. Our goal is to get out there and have fun every single time we do it.
even
Yeah.
though, and sometimes the nights aren't that great, but you know what? We're still here. We're going to have fun regardless, because that's really kind of what it's all about for us.
True.
And speaking to that chemistry that you guys have, that friendship, that bond, it's more than skin deep, because last year you were on the Kiss cruise and crushed it. The response was incredible for your, I believe it was 3 performances on the Kiss cruise, and you all got tattoos. You all got the Fifth logo tattooed on your skin. So there you go. I mean, that is like I said, it's more than skin deep, guys.
Yeah, mine's a little harder to show, but
Pants up, Jake.
Right, yeah. But no, it's and yeah, the Kiss cruise. I mean, talking about fun. I can't speak for the rest of the guys, but I know that was probably the greatest single week of my life.
Yes, except for losing his phone in Mexico somewhere.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
right.
That could have been
It's not a tour if you don't lose your phone. Someone always does. That's just given.
Right. Hey, was it at what's that one place called? Senior Frog.
Ensenada.
It was in Cabo San Lucas.
No, it was Ensenada actually.
Ensenada?
Second stop, yeah.
And we must have searched 40 shuttles.
Yeah.
Literally, and they all looked alike.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
So, and did not find the phone, by the way.
Good times.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, losing a phone sucks. I lost mine on the Monsters Rock cruise last year.
Ooh.
For not even 12 hours. And it was the worst. I couldn't believe it.
There was a bit of shock at first. It was, but after the first several hours, it was kind of like, oh, it's kind of nice not having to go off in my pocket.
It was like freeing.
Yeah. And then 24 hours later, we landed in Los Angeles, and that was one of the first things on the agenda. Was okay, I got to go to T-Mobile so that I can get all my affairs in order.
Oh my
make sure I have
all your affairs, right?
Right. But I'll tell you, one thing about the Fifth, very similar to Crashing Wayward in the sense that they know how to engage with the audience, but 2 different totally bands.
Yes.
Great in their own right, but they both know how to engage with the audience, and that really means a lot to the fans. And especially when after the show, you go to the merch table, you shake hands, you take pictures, sign autographs, and just engage with those guys. And both bands are very, very good at doing that.
Yes.
And Ron Keel band is.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're good.
I've heard of them,
but that band as well.
I gotta check them out one.
Knows how to engage with. It's about the fans.
It's all about the fans,
and then the music. It's all comes together and brings that family thing that we talked about earlier together.
Yep, it's all one big family. I mean, just don't treat each other like bad families treat each other.
Well, there's always drama within.
There's always drama.
But
God, oh God,
what?
Okay, this thing blows up all the time with drama in bands. It's like, why do you? Forget it.
Getting a lot of great Facebook compliments on the Fifth here. I can't even keep up with them. It's blowing up.
Everybody. Thank you, everyone.
These compliments and the love for the Fifth and Crashing Wayward is really encouraging.
Let's get some of these on here.
Well, we love the fans. That's what it's all about. Like you guys are echoing, and we appreciate everybody that's tuning in to the RFK Music Special here with B-Rock.
There's a lot of comments. I mean, 34 comments.
Chris, it's great to see you, by the way, homie.
You too, sir. Instead of hearing you driving around your truck where I get that.
That's what we normally speak, right?
Yeah, it's like, and he has there's some sort of slapback echo in that truck. I don't know where it's coming from. And just like, you feel like Lou Gehrig, today I feel the luckiest man talking to Cathey in his truck.
Oh, wow.
Truck. It's weird.
So, what does the Fifth got any shows coming up?
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
Well, as a matter of fact, funny you say that. We do. We've got some shows coming up with Striper next week, as a matter of fact. Correct, sir? That's the 15th and the 16th. We're going to be in Ashland, Kentucky, and also in Virginia. So we're excited about those 2 shows. We want to thank the guys in Striper for having us along once again, and my buddy Dave Rose and Deep South Entertainment. And we're trying to work hard. We have rehearsal tomorrow, so we're writing the record, doing some shows, trying to walk the fine line between both of those aspects. And we're just we're thankful for what we have going on, and looking forward to the future for sure.
And
Aaron mentioned the Labor Day show, Memorial Day, Labor Day next year. Did you talk to them about that yet, Aaron?
Yes, sir, I did.
Got the
Okay.
memo.
You got the memo. It's on Ron Keel Band in the 5th, Labor Day weekend, 2024. We got a year to prepare for that.
Yeah.
Bringing the boys to South Dakota.
That's exciting. I got the news from Aaron yesterday. That's gonna be amazing. Thank you so much. That's gonna give us really something to work hard and look forward to. But we got a full plate, man. I'm here to tell you, we gotta finish writing these last couple of tunes, get into the studio, get it recorded, get with Chris McClernand, let him do his magic, and then let Ron and Aaron do the voodoo they do. So
I hear Chris McClernand's a hard ass in the studio, so
we're gonna find out for sure. I'm sure he's gonna put us through our paces.
Well, if you need any guest harmony vocals, man, I'm there for you.
Hell yeah, you can
Come
count on that one.
Right.
But I will tell everybody a great old story about Chris McClernand. When I first went out to LA to do the Cold Sweat record, I was about as green as they got. So I get in this band with these guys that I already pictured were rock stars, right? Chris McClernand and Anthony White, the drummer, they lived in the same apartment complex.
Right.
And instead of going out and partying every night like they could, those guys would sit and recreate Beatles songs on their 4-tracks and Kiss songs and master their vocal harmonies and stuff. So these guys were like, I joined a band of a bunch of music nerds. Little did I know.
Wow.
But
nothing's changed.
And nothing's changed. So, Chris has always, from the first day that I met him, always had that ear and was always great with vocal melodies and arrangements and just overall sound and ear. So when we got the opportunity to work with RFK and Ron, I knew that this record with them, I've got to put all cards on the table. And that's when I reached out to you, Chris, and asked if he would be interested in producing the record. And luckily he is. And we're excited to really get down to the nitty gritty here in the next month. And
can't wait to hear it, man. Bring it on.
It's going to be
good. You set the
bar
pretty high. You set the bar pretty high with Shake Little Sister. I mean, that was a song that just was a done deal. For me, it was like with Crashing Wayward. I heard Stranger Days, and it wrecked my day. Shake Little Sister wrecked my night.
Right.
I mean, the same kind of deal, man. It was undeniable. And we're just really proud to have Crashing Wayward in the 5th as part of the RFK Media family. And I'm just trying to keep up in terms of my new record, which hopefully will come out right around the same time as early next year. I've got you guys have all set the bar pretty high in terms of RFK Media releases with the Crashing Wayward, the new song from the 5th, the Live the Rock compilation, and hopefully a new Ron Keel album.
Yeah, well, I really love the foundation of the label. The 3 bands that I'm calling the pillars, and the difference of the genres. While it's all rock, it's all within little different realms of it. Crashing Wayward, those guys, you guys are fantastic, man. I love the sound of the whole record. I love Peter's vibe. I think each band has its flavor, and Ron is like the cornerstone of the whole thing. It's good to feel, and Carl could probably agree with me. It's nice to release something and actually know that the people you're putting it in the hands of actually give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like with this one, I actually feel like I'm putting it in good hands with Ron and Aaron. They're going to be good stewards of this art that we're handing them. And that's good, you know, because there's a lot of labels out there now that, yeah, you can get a deal, but they're just going to throw it against the wall. And if it sticks, it sticks. If it don't, it don't.
Yeah.
With RFK, I feel like we're going to have a fighting chance to at least, you know, be a priority at the label, you know. And
Well, you have been. You guys have both Crashing Wayward in the Fifth. You guys are the reason my album is a year and a half behind schedule. Let's put it that way.
You know, and you talk about it being in the right hands, and Ron, you're an advocate, and you talk about other people's passion and how they have a big passion for music, and you know your passion shows. You the same way, and I reiterate what Roy said. You know, it couldn't be in better hands. Your passion for music and your passion for finding and bringing new music and bringing other artists up with you. You know, you might be up here and been there, seen it, done it, have the T-shirt, but you are always looking to bring some other band. I believe in this band, and I want to bring them up with me. I want to bring this one up with me. So you deserve a lot of credit on what you do for music as well.
Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. But I'm still a fan first.
Exactly.
I think you have to be. And I'm the same kid that saw the Beatles on TV in 1964 and fell in love with music at that moment in time. And I became a fan. And I'm still a fan. And bands like Crashing Wayward in the Fifth remind me of those moments, of why I fell in love with music in the first place. And of course, the business will chew you up and tear you, just spit you out, tear you apart, and rip your heart out of your chest. The business is brutal, and it's not gotten any better since the 80s. We all know that. But it's not about that. It's about the music and touching people's lives and entertaining them. I want to put on a show. I want to give people songs, feelings, emotions, and memories that they can grab onto and hold onto for a long time. That's what music does for all of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know, you cannot say, you know, we all grew up in the 80s, you know, music of the 80s made us feel things, don't tell me that it doesn't happen today as well, because it does. Every week I find another band that gives me the chills or turns me.
I don't. I appreciate that, Mike, and your passion for this is why we're all here today with you on this broadcast. I don't feel that way often enough. I felt it when I heard Crashing Wayward. I felt it when I heard the Fifth. But you know, I hear a lot of music every day, people bombarding me with new stuff from my radio show, and there's a lot of great stuff out there. But it doesn't change my life or wreck my day like these two bands have done, and that's why Aaron Fischer, Renee Keel, and Ron Keel are all in on RFK Media and the artists we represent.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. And we appreciate it.
On that note, we should play Don Jameson's track.
Right. Okay. I know I have that.
Kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't want to get you kicked off social media or anything. You know.
Oh, well, we've been fighting Facebook all day.
Really? I saw that.
It's been happening. It's not been happening lately, even though we have a thunderstorm just crashing wayward outside.
For the fifth time.
For the fifth time.
So you guys got that annual 4 p.m. thunderstorm up there in Charleston?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
you got that annual 4 p.m. thunderstorm up there?
Right. Well, we're
right.
doing pretty good.
Right. I lost my phone, Jake. Damn it.
But if you ask Jake, he can still look in his phone and see where it's at.
Yeah, I actually can. It's sitting. It's where it died. It was in a parking lot somewhere in Ensenada.
Wow.
Probably a bus lot. I don't know.
Oh man.
He was chasing after Santeria toys. That's what it was.
If y'all got time to hang out, let's do Snakebite and Night Stinger, and then we'll come back and close it out.
Yeah, the European and South American representatives on this compilation record. It was really important for us to make this a global project and have more than just the good old US of A represented, but Sisters Doll from Australia, who we played earlier, and Snakebite from Brazil, fantastic
Germany.
band. And really
Germany.
keeping that Snakebite from Germany and Night Stinger from Brazil.
There you go.
Great young bands that are stuck in the 80s. And I
Right.
guess, there could be worse places to be stuck.
True that. True that.
Do that. All right, let's do
Cue it up.
Snakebite.
Driving at full speed, straight into the night. As this is screaming.
get fucking wild.
Is that what he's saying there? I have to edit that track extensively for the family broadcast when I play it on the radio show. But yeah.
So before we go, I know this isn't RFK Media, but I was going to give Chris an opportunity to one of his new
old
releases. You know,
Yeah.
since he made the trip over to the house,
Yeah.
which I'm so thankful for.
Oh,
the
glad
friendship. But
yeah, this did not come out on vinyl. This is Saigon Kicks Water, and Real Gone put it out on vinyl and did an amazing job. I mean, this shouldn't have looked this good.
Wow.
But it does.
Congratulations, Chris. Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
That is cool, man. Super cool.
It's really cool because, like I said, at that point, Atlantic was not doing that media, as they call it. It was just CDs and cassettes, I think, were dying out. So they did it, and we're just gonna be happier. So it's so cool. So thank you.
Congrats on that, man. That's very, very cool.
Thank you.
Now that lead me into something else. Will the new 5th album be available on vinyl?
Ooh.
Oh,
I hope so.
That would be
vinyl is essential these days.
It is essential.
And with the Crashing Wayward release, which just came out on CD a couple of weeks ago, we are planning a big Black Friday / Record Store Day edition of the vinyl.
Nice.
To do it right. The production times are extremely, it's brutal getting vinyl
it's
pressed.
like 6 months.
It's a long time, 28 weeks or something like that. But we feel that both of these bands and both of these albums have a long shelf life. And by the time Crashing Wayward gets to the next level, that vinyl record will just be hitting for the holidays this year, and the 5th, of course, next year. And so vinyl's a big part of the market these days, as you know.
Huge.
You don't make a whole lot of money on it, but it sure is nice to have that in your hand and see that like you're experiencing with this Saigon Kick record, Chris. I mean, it's takes us back to those days when we were kids and we bought those vinyl records and took them home and got to see and feel that product in our hands.
Well, and it's the other thing, other than being tangible like that, like you mentioned, Ron, you can actually read the liner notes now. I mean, some of these CDs, we had one which is like, it's microscopic, It just literally, you got to get on a magnifying glass to read it.
That's why the Live the Rock CD has a beautiful 12-page booklet, not the lyrics, but all of the credits and all of the pictures of all the artists involved, and the autograph page, which we're very proud of. We do have a few autographed copies left that were signed by members of the 5th, Deirdre, Crashing Wayward, and Ron Keel Band, and so forth. And also we have just a couple of these left, now available in the Ron Keel, our RFKMediaShop.com, in the RFK Media store. The album cover art done by my wife, Renee Keel.
Oh, wow.
Called Endless Frontier. And these are signed and numbered, and there's only a few of them left in the store online at RFKMediaShop.com. So I want to thank Renee for her artwork and
absolutely.
You're gonna have to put one aside for
contribution to what we do here. When you talk about Aaron and Ron, she is the K in RFK Media. I'm the R, he's the F, she's the K.
Absolutely.
Nice. I did want to mention for everybody listening that some bands were not on today, scheduling conflicts. It wasn't like we wanted everybody to be on, but there was scheduling conflicts. So I will have them on future shows. This isn't a one and done thing. There will be like Snakebite, Night Stinger, other bands that weren't represented, were not left out just because it was a scheduling thing. So they will be back, or they will be on. Look for them in the future. Pay attention, and we'll have everybody on.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate that support. And yeah, there are a lot of time zones involved here. I don't know what time it's in Australia right now, but we should wake up Sister Stall to get their ass up.
It's Sunday for them.
But we appreciate all the artists that contributed their music, their talents, their recordings, their heart and soul to this project. And we're very proud of Live the Rock. And as I've said often over the last few hours, this is an album that I believe will continue to grow with time. And 10 years from now, people will still be discovering this music and these bands.
Yep. Just like what happens with every great compilation album.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
All right, guys. Anything else anybody wants to
Thank
say?
you, Don Jameson. We're not going to play his track, are we?
No, well, I'm playing that as our lead out, just in
One of the
case.
greatest metal comics of all time, and just to
Right.
have Don be a part of this as the icing on the cake.
Absolutely.
Right. That's why he's going. That's going last to lead us on out.
Right on. Thanks, guys. We appreciate
Thanks a lot,
it.
everybody.
Everybody for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all you guys do for rock music and keeping it alive.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Mike. B-Rock.
All right, like I said, we are going to go out with Mr. Don Jameson doing his little comedy routine about Alice, Ozzy, Zach, and Buzz. Thank you, everybody, for being here and showing up. Just hanging out with us on a Saturday afternoon. Couldn't figure out a better way to spend a Saturday afternoon. And I appreciate everybody tuning in, all the guests. Love to you all. And the links for all Live the Rock, Ron Keel, the Fifth, all the links. I'm going to work hard tonight and get them all posted for y'all tomorrow.
Thank you, Mike.
Right.
Let's
B-Rock.
Let's hear a little from.
Roy has to have the last word. Or the
No. We're giving Don Jameson the last word. How you feel, Roy? All right, y'all have a great night.
Thanks,
you.
Mike.
Love you guys.
Love you, Ron. Love you.
Thank you.
I love going out, man. I go out and tour with bands a lot now, man. I love mixing comedy with rock music, man. Because people go, oh, no, that rock and comedy doesn't mix. I say rock and comedy mixes like Courtney Love and Crazy. You know what I'm talking about? It's a perfect fit, you know what I mean? Because some of the funniest people in the world are hard rock and metal musicians, man. I interviewed Alice Cooper many, many times, man. He always has a great, funny story. And at the end, killer punchline that'll bring the house down, man. He's sort of like the Bill Cosby of metal, you know what I'm talking about? All right, without the roofies and the bad sweaters, but you know what I'm saying. Ozzy Osbourne, same things. To this day, the king of one-liners, right? He's like the Rodney Dangerfield of heavy metal. He really is, man. He had to go to rehab a few years ago, and this guy was interviewing him. He said, do you have anything to say to Sharon before you go in? And he goes, yeah, I guess tell her, Mama, I'm not coming home. And we almost lost him, too, man. He almost died, but Sharon wouldn't let him out of his contract, so... I love touring with the bands, man. I toured with a band called Paradise Kitty, all-female Guns N' Roses tribute. The singer Jenna was so much like Axl Rose, sometimes her period didn't show up on time. I almost forgot about that one, Jenna. I toured with Zakk Wylde from Ozzy's band. We all know Zakk Wylde in here, right? Remember when Zakk joined Ozzy in 1987, how blonde and beautiful he was? He looked like a chick I took to the high school prom, right? You see him now? Yeah, he looks like a guy that would abduct a chick from the high school prom. And Zack's hairy too, man. We didn't even have bunks on the bus. We all just slept in his fucking beard, man. Except for the roadies, they slept in his pubes. He's so hairy, he could be a stunt double for an Italian woman's pussy. I could edit the laugh in. I don't really give a shit. And Zakk doesn't shower, right? You guys know that about Zakk. He once went 77 days without showering. Yeah. He was going to go 78, but he didn't want to be gross. Can you imagine 77 days without showering? He must have stunk worse than a Coldplay album. And he sweats like a motherfucker on stage, man. He sweats more than a fucking suicide bomber at TSA, I'm telling you. We just played pranks on each other the whole time on the road. It was so much fun, man. Like one time, Zach got off the bus, so I took his guitar and I hit it, and he came back and he was all panicked, and we laughed at him. But then he got me back hard the next day. I woke up in the morning and he had shoved a Buzz Lightyear action figure into my anal cavity. You know, fun stuff like that. And then they called me Buzz Tightrear for the rest of the tour. So.